Hi everybody, so here we are, Zombie Army 4, Dead War, this case on the PlayStation 4. And in this video we're going to be answering the question, or trying to answer the question, how does Zombie Army 4 compare with Zombie Army Trilogy? Because Zombie Army Trilogy has got a dedicated following. You may even be a little bit like me in the fact that you think that Zombie Army Trilogy is one of the best single-player games of all times. Here it is, in fact. And so what I've chosen to do is I'm comparing a level of Zombie Army 4 with one of the best-looking levels, I think, in Zombie Army Trilogy, which is, I think this is the first level of the second story. So this is the start of, I guess, Zombie Army 2, because the way it kind of worked, a little bit of back history, is that you had Sniper Elite version 2, or Sniper Elite V2, sorry, that came out, and then after that you then had Nazi Zombie Army, I think it was called, and then Nazi Zombie Army 2. And then what they did for consoles is they remastered Nazi Zombie Army and Nazi Zombie Army 2, added the third installment, and that became Zombie Army Trilogy, which is what we got on the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. I think about the Xbox 360 anyway. However, we've now got Zombie Army 4, and I'll be honest, I was a little bit cautious, is the word maybe, or I was a little bit reticent about buying Zombie Army 4, because I like Zombie Army Trilogy so much that I was like, oh god, I hope they haven't, Rebellion that is the developer, I hope they haven't ruined the Zombie Army ingredients, the Zombie Army recipe, because we had Strange Brigade. Now, Strange Brigade, if I can get my words out, it's a fun game, but it's very arcadey. Especially with the shooting, it's very arcadey. And when I was watching some of the gameplay, the early gameplay that came out with Zombie Army 4, they were stressing things like being able to add like special attachments to your weapons to give them special powers. And I was thinking, oh no, this sounds just like Strange Brigade. So I was even pestering Rebellion, their PR, for a game code for Zombie Army 4, but I didn't get one. I might get one, I don't know. But anyway, I thought, no, I've got to buy this game. I've got to buy it now, because I was also thinking I'll wait till it goes cheap, because I think maybe one of the reasons why I really liked Zombie Army Trilogy when it first came out is because I bought it when it was incredibly cheap, and it was this amazing game that I thought only cost me like £10, and it was absolutely fantastic. So I paid full price for Zombie Army 4. And I am happy to say that Zombie Army 4, with a couple of caveats, improves on Zombie Army Trilogy in almost all the ways that really, really matter. And if you are a big Zombie Army fan, you should definitely buy this game, 100%. Once you get into it, once you get into the slightly different rhythm that Zombie Army 4 has to Zombie Army Trilogy, you'll really be enjoying it. And I tell you, as we just saw that death cam, one of the things that I think probably needs a little bit more balancing at the moment in Zombie Army 4 is use of the X-ray death cam, because you don't see it as much. However, I'm sure this is something that they'll probably tweak in an update. Normally, I know in Sniper Elite you have a setting where you can change how many times the death cam kicks in, and I'd like to see that in Zombie Army 4 as well. So there we go. So let's talk about a few things. Let's have a little bit of structure to this video. So first off, let's talk about graphics, and without a doubt, Zombie Army 4 looks better than Zombie Army Trilogy. But saying that, I mean, you can see the gameplay here. Zombie Army Trilogy was no slouch. I think the lighting, especially in Zombie Army Trilogy, was absolutely stunning. But both games, I think, they look great. Sound, I think the sound of the guns is better in Zombie Army 4. The music, I would say the music, at the moment I'm kind of erring on the side that the music in Zombie Army Trilogy is slightly better than in Zombie Army 4, but it's very similar, it's the same. It's all, that John Carpenter kind of synth sound that you get. Now, when it comes to gameplay, it's Zombie Army 4 is very similar to Zombie Army Trilogy. It's you're going from A to B to C, killing zombies in normally like a bit of a corridor shoot away, and then you'll normally get into like a horde mode, and then you'll have another corridor shoot a bit, then another horde mode, that sort of stuff. So it's basically the same. Now the gunplay is where they've taken Zombie Army 4, I think, to the next level. Zombie Army Trilogy was very much, and is very much, focused on sniping. Your main weapon is your sniper rifle, and that's what you'll use all of the time. And then you can fall back on your submachine gun or your shotgun and your pistol in Zombie Army Trilogy, but you're going to run out of ammo with them pretty quick, and they're a little bit difficult to control. Because with your sniper rifle you have the ability to have the empty lung control, so you get that little marker that comes up, so you can make sure you're hitting those headshots. With Zombie Army 4 though, not only do you have the empty lung feature from Zombie Army Trilogy and Sniper Elite in general, it's just one of those things, you also have a similar thing for your sidearm, so your pistol, and your secondary weapon, so your shotgun or your submachine gun. And it means that in Zombie Army 4, the close-up weapons, your submachine gun, your shotgun or your pistol, are now much more powerful, much more usable, and they really encourage you to get involved in close quarter gunfights against zombies that wasn't that much fun in Zombie Army Trilogy. So what you basically have now is, when you've got using your submachine gun or your shotgun, when you've unlocked this, and I'll talk about progression in a minute, but when you've unlocked it, what happens is with the submachine gun and shotgun, you can then activate this. It's a bit like bullet time from the Matrix. Everything slows down, and you can go from headshot to headshot using your shotgun or using your submachine gun. You go ba-bang, 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 ba-bang. It's really cool and works excellently. And then the way it works for your pistol is that when you've charged it up, you activate it and you just aim at 3 zombies, I think it is, and they're then tagged, and then when you pull the trigger to fire, Carl will, or your character will go bang, 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 and will shoot all those zombies in quick succession. And it means you end up using your submachine gun or your shotgun and your pistol way more than you would ever do in Zombie Army Trilogy. The game encourages you to get involved in this. It's not just about sniping, it's about using your secondary weapons an awful lot, and I've had loads of fun with the submachine gun, and I've had really loads of fun with the shotguns as well, which is something that I can't really... Well, I enjoyed using the submachine guns and shotguns in Zombie Army Trilogy, but you'd always run out of ammunition too quick, and you couldn't rely on them for long gunfights. As far as melee attacks go, you've got a bit of a strange Brigade type super melee attack which you can change, and then you have your regular melee attack, and you also have a special finishing move as well, which gives you back health and ammunition sometimes, which is really cool, where Carl or your character will like knock a zombie over and then shoot him, or do a special punch, do that sort of stuff, and they're quite good. But however, what you don't really have, or maybe I'm just not good at it enough yet, is you don't have the leg kick that Carl had in Zombie Army Trilogy to knock zombies back and then to kind of stamp on their heads. You can stamp on their heads, but you don't do it in the same way. Another thing that is different is the way that you loot up as well. In Zombie Army Trilogy, the gameplay is always encouraging you to search, to push forward and search the bodies of the zombies that you've just killed before they disappear, because otherwise you'll start to run out of ammunition, and you're constantly doing that. You shoot zombies, you have to push forward to search the bodies to get the ammunition off them. Although you do get some ammunition off some zombies in Zombie Army 4, you don't get as much, and it tends to be in a slightly different way. But that doesn't. I don't really care about that either way. You know, both methods work cool. Where Zombie Army 4 is really different, I think, to Zombie Army Trilogy is now with the progression, and you can see that Rebellion have put, you know, a good couple of years thought and development into the idea of the progression, and this is really gonna aid with the replayability of the game. It does sacrifice a little bit of the playability of the game on Zombie Army 4 when you first start, because it means that you don't, on your sniper rifle for example, you can't zoom in and out. You have to unlock things. So as you're playing, basically what happens is your character slowly levels up, you know, and then you also, around the levels, you'll find upgrade packs for your guns, and then you apply those upgrade packs to your gun. So for example, with your sniper, one of the upgrades you may wish to buy is a variable scope, or with your submachine gun it may well be do more damage, or with your pistol it might be have a bigger magazine. And then you have these skill ups, these trees that you can follow, that you can go through to upgrade your weapons, and you can choose like the magical path if you like to give your gun special powers, or you can just follow the normal path, you know, reload faster and that sort of things. And then you've also got perks and perk slots. So the more you level up, the more perk slots you have, and the more perks you can unlock. So things like recover your health better, be able to your grenades give more damage, bigger damage range, all that sort of thing. And yeah, and it again, you see me using the pistol thing here. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, again, it adds to the replayability, because if you want to find all the upgrade packs, you're gonna have to go into the levels. But the acid test for that for me is the gunplay, and is the gameplay fun, and so that you'll actually want to go in and replay missions. Because of that, rather than because you want to find stuff, because you won't, will you? Once you've finished it, you go, well, I've finished that, and you'll move on. And I think that's very exciting for Zombie Army 4, and I'm very much looking forward to going back and replaying, not only with the guns I've got, but really to look at different guns and upgrade the different guns across my different characters. Because not only do we have Carl, there's 3 other characters in the game, because one of the big pluses of Zombie Army 4 is playing co-op. I know you can do that in Zombie Army Trilogy, but now we can play with up to 3 buddies. You can really crack on with that. So this video's going on quite long, isn't it? So you probably kind of got the idea that I really enjoy Zombie Army 4, and I think if you really enjoy Zombie Army Trilogy, this game is for you. The caveats that we kind of talked about, the things that I'm not that super fond of, that maybe I'd like to see Rebellion change a little bit. The main one is around health regeneration, and the health regeneration mechanic in Zombie Army 4 is you have to find med packs. You will get a little bit of health back, but if you want to get back up to full health, you've either got to get med packs, or you've got to do that one of those special melee moves I talked about earlier, special kind of finishing move. But the problem with the finishing move is you've got to get close to an enemy, and often you'll take damage while you're doing that, so you'll only receive a little bit of a plus. And I think I prefer the health regeneration, the way it's done in Zombie Army Trilogy, which is you just stay out of trouble for a few seconds, and your health will come back to full health, and you're not worrying about health regeneration. And I know this Zombie Army 4 way of doing this is very much, that's how Strange Brigade did it, and Strange Brigade was frustrating as well, because you'd find yourself, you get to a situation where you couldn't find health potions to bring yourself back up to full health, So you'd end up just running around levels trying to find the monsters that had them in their hands to kill them, and it would turn into a little bit of grind. Woo! So there we go. I think we've covered all the things I wanted to do in this video. Hopefully, by watching the gameplay in the background as well, you can kind of see how similar the games look, how great Zombie Army Trilogy looks, but how Zombie Army 4 takes it to the next level in making it look even better. So, if you're a Zombie Army Trilogy fan, Zombie Army 4 definitely is for you. You'll really enjoy it. If you're a Sniper Elite fan and haven't played any of the zombie games, I'd definitely say Zombie Army 4 is worth picking up. If you're a shooter fan, Zombie Army is definitely worth picking up. Just take a bit of getting used to kind of the mechanics of the game with all the sniping and the running around in the third person's perspective. And if you're a zombie game fan, well, this is probably one of the best zombie shooters out there, this and Zombie Army Trilogy, because the beauty with the Zombie Army games is, I think, is that they have a proper campaign. You know, you have a proper linear campaign where you have your corridor shooter where you move from A to B, you have your horde mode bits like Call of Duty has, and it has that structure to it where you're going along. Actually, no, the one thing I haven't mentioned is the story, and I think, you know, the story of Zombie Army Trilogy is very simple. You're making your way through Germany, and then eventually you find Hitler, don't you? And you have to kill him. And it's a little bit more interesting in Zombie Army 4, because the idea is that Hitler's dead, or Hitler's zombie's dead, and everything was kind of... The dead are still alive and wandering around. Then all of a sudden these bases that the survivors have around Europe are getting attacked. So obviously somebody's back. And I thought that was quite cool. And the way, you know, you're sent off to investigate kind of what's happening. Anyway, what I'll do now is I'll just leave you with the gameplay to play, flicking between Zombie Army 4 and Zombie Army Trilogy, so you can kind of make up your own mind. Put your questions and comments down below. What do you think? Did you enjoy Zombie Army Trilogy? Are you looking forward to buying Zombie Army 4? Maybe you've already got it and you can share your thoughts that way. But anyway, if you've enjoyed the video, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe. Thank you very much, and I will see you again soon.
shield which we can use to signal for assistance.